What's up, friends? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Dose. I'm so glad y'all are here. Today we're going to be jumping into day number 154. Day number 154. So today we are continuing our journey through the book of Proverbs, right? We started Proverbs the other day. Now we're moving on to chapters 4 through 6 of Proverbs. We also have to tag along with Psalm number 149 today, okay? So what I want to do is go through a few different little sections or groupings of verses and just kind of make some comments along the way. Same way we've been doing it, right? So the first section in my Bible has a little heading on it. The heading says, "Get wisdom at any cost." It's kind of like the title that the publishers gave this section, right? So I'm going to start off with verse 5 here. It says, "Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget my words or turn away from them. Do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you." So here, Solomon is highlighting wisdom and understanding, knowledge, and how important that is. It's seemingly of the utmost importance. And it says, "Do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you." They're kind of personifying wisdom, as if wisdom is a person, as if wisdom is a woman that has a personality. It says, "Love her, and she will watch over you," right? So again, emphasizing by a means of personification that wisdom, if it's something you seek after, if it's something that you treasure, something that you find value in, if you seek that wisdom and use that wisdom, seek wise counsel and utilize it, that is going to benefit you, right? And then it goes on to say, "The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. Though it cost all you have, get understanding." Wow, that's a pretty steep claim right there. It says, whatever it costs you, get wisdom and get understanding. That's how important it is. And then it says, "Cherish her. She will exalt you. Embrace her, and she will honor you. She will give you a garland to grace your head and present you with a glorious crown." Then we move on to the next section, and in my Bible, this is titled "Warning Against Adultery." Okay? It says, "For the lips of the adulterous woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil." So here they're talking about a woman who is potentially married, and she's seeking to go outside of her marriage and find other men, or possibly she is maybe single, and she is just going to try to ruin marriages, looking for men who maybe aren't satisfied or not having their needs met in their marriage, and she's kind of preying on them almost. And it's saying that, the lips of an adulterous woman to a man, they might as well be dripping honey, because that is how appealing it seems to the flesh, right? Her speech is smoother than oil, right? I think that most men can probably relate to that, right? That when a woman expresses physical desire for a man, that makes the man feel good. For a lot of men, it's kind of like their kryptonite, like Superman, right? But then it goes on to say, but even though it seems like everything is all good, right? And it seems like her lips are dripping honey, right? But in the end, she is bitter as gall, sharp as a double-edged sword. So it seems okay, and it looks nice on the outside, but in reality, no. Her feet go down to death. Her steps lead straight to the grave. She gives no thought to the way of life. Her paths wander aimlessly, but she does not know it. Now then, my sons, listen to me. Do not turn aside from what I say. Keep to a path far from her. Do not go near the door of her house. And I think there's something to be said there on multiple levels, not just in regards to adultery and sexual temptation, right? But in regards to any sort of sinful, any kind of temptation to sin, right? I think it's a good idea to keep a far path from whatever that is that may be your or one of your besetting sins, one of the sins that you really struggle with. Don't go near it. Stay far from it, right? Don't go near the door of the house. Don't go near the door of the bar. Don't go near the door of the strip club, right? And I think that if anybody would know about adulterous women or the temptations of of lust. I would think it would be Solomon because he had what, like 700 wives and 300 concubines or something like that. This dude had like 1,000 women at his disposal, for lack of a better term, right? And with that many women, he could be with a different woman every day for what, about 3 years, give or take. And every day, I mean, it's mind-boggling. So I would say that Solomon probably acquired some wisdom in regards to that. Now, the next section in my Bible is subheaded "Warnings Against Folly." I'll read a little bit out of this. This is chapter 6, starting at verse 1. It says, "My son, if you had put up security for your neighbor, if you have shaken hands in a pledge for a stranger, you have been trapped by what you said, ensnared by the words of your mouth." So he's saying, look, if you have put up some sort of collateral, if you have shaken hands and made a deal, if you have put your name on something, you're bound by that now, and you need to make good on it. And if you take out a loan or if you are in debt to anyone because of an agreement or a contract, essentially he's saying that you've been trapped now, in a sense, right? You're locked into this thing. So then he goes on to say, "So do this, my son, to free yourself, since you have fallen into your neighbor's hands. Go to the point of exhaustion and give your neighbor no rest. Allow no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler." So it seems to me that what Solomon is saying here is, okay, look, if you've got yourself locked into some sort of a obligation or deal where you owe something to someone, he's saying do whatever it takes to get out of that. You don't want to be locked in there because it would not be wise, right? Like with credit cards. If you run up a whole bunch of credit card debt, you can start paying off the credit card debt, but you're getting killed with interest, like killed with interest, right? So that's kind of what I think about here. I think about when I was younger and I got into some credit card problems and I said, well, whatever, I'm just not going to pay. Not a good move. Took me a long time to clear up my record when I messed up a bunch of credit card stuff when I was 18, clear my credit score and get all that straightened away. It was a big ordeal. So I think that's wise, that if you do end up getting yourself locked into some sort of a indebted situation, that it's going to be to your best interest to do whatever you can to make that right and to fulfill your end of it sooner rather than later, so that you're no longer tied by this burden, right? By this contractual burden. I'll cover one more little section real quick, and then I will let y'all get back to your day. Now, this last section is also in my Bible entitled "Warning Against Adultery," same as the title for the previous section. It says, "For this command is a lamp, this teaching is a light, and correction and instruction are the way to life, keeping you from your neighbor's wife, from the smooth talk of a wayward woman. Do not lust in your heart after her beauty, or let her captivate you with her eyes." It's easy, especially for a man, to lust in his heart after beauty, right? To be captivated by a woman's eyes. It happens, right? And then it says, "For a prostitute can be had for a loaf of bread, but another man's wife preys on your very life." Can a man scoop fire into his lap without his clothes being burned? Can a man walk on hot coals without his feet being scorched? So is he who sleeps with another man's wife. No one who touches her will go unpunished. So again, another stern warning against stepping into an adulterous relationship, and a word of caution to steer far from that. So that concludes my summary for today, y'all. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for your time, and until we meet again, deuces.